5. Amazing. Let's finally get to see what the Divinter Devils take. And it's Griff Overworld. Griff Ball. He's got the helmet on. He's ready to go. And Morg. It's Griff and Morg, the big two, stepping out on the field. And I think that covers a lot of the budget. They did get 800. And I think that's 600 of it. There'll be some sundries. The kick is off and it's in. And Drunk Divinter Devils do win the toss and choose to receive. So the Necro is setting up. We've got an ugly, ugly pitch. Hopefully this passes well for everybody. And we will have a quick look at the inducements here. Drunk Divinter Devils. No kegs. A couple of coaches and cheerleaders. No bribes. An Apo. But the main thing is the two big stars. So Morgan Thorg in this rule set is pretty busted because he has Mighty Blow +2. And the Ballista doesn't really count in this mode. He's only here for the Mighty Blow +2 Strength 6. But if this connects on something, it does go down and go out fairly often. And then in the Agi department, we've got Griff Oberwald himself. Let's check his star rule. He essentially comes with his own reroll. Yep. He comes with his own reroll once per game. And he is a Blodge Step. No, not Blodge. He's Blodge, Sprint, Sure Feet, and Fend. His stat line is pretty absurd. It's 7, 4, 2+3, 9+. Pretty much do everything he wants with the ball. Movement 7. He can do everything he wants in the blitz. And it will be Morg Ball. Yep. Barzik already sad in the chat. The prospect of some Morg Ball. Necro setting up nice and deep. Both wolves on. And the dirty player gets the LOS GT because we have a backup in the form of the super zombie Werner, the zombie. He's a level 5 zombie. Frenzy, wrestle, kick, dirty player, does everything. The Swiss Army zombie is here. We have our rookie flesh golem, Morg bait, some might say, give him some stand firm to go stand on for the drive. But with Mighty Blow +2, poor man's claw. It's not guaranteed that this flesh golem stays in. And anyway, here are the Norse. All block, all rookies. Mostly all rookies. A few token randoms. Random sure hands in case something happens to either Griff and or the Valkyrie. Random pro is always useful. I believe this is a dirty player. Or is it tackle? I think it's dirty player, right? No, it is tackle. So yeah, no dirty player, but 2 tackle. The most important thing is a full roster. So dirty player and bribes don't really matter for this team. They just have so many players that they will happily risk some fouls, especially for these legendary werewolves. Sebstar will wanting to be test regen. Will be wanting to test regen is what I'm attempting to say. I need to save my voice. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking this evening. Unfortunately, I don't think Seb's been able to count to 11 here. Because I count 12. More than that. 5, 10, 13. No, yeah, 13 players. Seb's probably thinking, man, I've got so many, I've got such a good setup here. But you're gonna have to make some decisions. Yeah, I think he's realised now. Off one goes, he's still got the warning. Probably he's just tried to hit the end of setup button and realised, oh, I've still got too many. This is a really good time actually to check my OBNS. I say that as I look into Discord instead. Right, the mic is on. Game audio is on. Oh, game audio is off. Turn the game audio on. We're playing the game. I'm going to turn off Spotify a little bit as well. Right. Technically 11 players. Yeah, that's true. And off comes the kick. Nice and shallow, just the way the werewolves like it. And it's brilliant coaching. That is an extra reroll for this, for the Drunk Divinter Devils. They've got +2 and they rolled a 5. Morg is going to open up his account on a random zombie. This will now become an armor 7+ piece once it gets hit by the superstar player. On a 3 dice, gets his man. Just a stun. And we're probably not going to foul a zombie. And it does kind of, yeah, we have to leave a... Oh, try to pro it. But it's going to be a bit risky. Sometimes Dieter doesn't go down here. We have to blitz a zombie instead of a... I don't know, a Wraith or something. Anyway, we don't, no matter, we get it. Needed a power here, we do get our power. Unfortunately, we've had to push Alberic back down the line, so there will be a zombie in the way if we try and take some space in the middle of the pitch. Armor 9+ doing its job here so far. Only one breaking was just a stun. Now, who do we carry on? I think we're probably going to carry on our Valkyrie and blitz with Griff. That'd be the sensible choice. Although maybe he'll try and carry on the lineman that has a naked sure hands, just to try and bait the first shot, and then they can carry on the sure hands. Anyway, here comes the other star player out today. It's Griff. And Wrestle will trigger. And this will have to be a reroll. No, we're going to leave Griff down. And this is going to be a juicy, juicy foul for Fiction. Unless the Norse can get really involved. We're now going to try and pick up. Pick up just about works. And we'll hand off to our actual ball carrier. Of course, the catch skill means that this is also a re-rollable thing. And we're moving into werewolf range, but we are in a cage. Downside, of course, is the man himself, Griff Oberwald, is going to eat a huge foul from Werner next turn. I mean, we could get 8 assists here. Okay, now we can't. I'm assuming that this dirty player is going to stand here. Or stand here, yeah. So now we're going to only get, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 assists? There's no way to chain push Coat Guy into any of these two with our blitz activation, unfortunately. So it's just a question of who do we want to get rid of first. And we do in fact have a dirty player Norse. Where is he hiding? I didn't see him in the setup phase. Not blitzing with the Gloom Wolf. Happy just to... Because we're just happy to take a punch. We don't like the idea of frenzy trapping. And getting out of position and stuck. So we'll do it with the Flesh Golem instead. And we get a stun. And wow, very early good foul chance. In come the boys. Both the werewolves standing by, having a look. And there's not much that Sebstar can do to retaliate against here. There's like no... Morg's still on the zombies. Anyway, in comes the big time foul. And it's a serious injury on Griff. He lasted 1 turn. And he's out. So, yeah, not a good start for the Norse. Really bad start for the Norse. I don't think you could have argued for much worse. The only way this could be worse is if the ball is now in the hands of a werewolf. That's a lot of petty cash that has just left the game. And now if Morg goes, it's looking terrible. It's a Blodge Valkyrie against the world here. Should Morg bite the dust. And with Claw Mighty Blow Werewolves existing, this is not safe. Armor 11+ does nout against Claw. So Gloom Dog has got a really juicy target. Morg will try and go. He'll get a push both girls. Oh. The good news is, oh yeah, we're going to safety our Morg. We dare not expose Morg. Hey Kindred. It's going alright. I've had a pretty chill Saturday. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that at least one of these games would get picked up, so I could have a Saturday with my mates. But it's one weekend, it's 1 week a year, or 1 week every 6 months that Rebbl playoffs exists. So I'm happy to give up a Saturday evening for it, as long as it's not every Saturday. Got a scoring threat. Lynn and the Wheel of Fortune. We're trying to draw a blitz here, and hope for the best. Although, oh, it's a bit sketch, right? We have a dirty player zombie and a mighty blow werewolf. So this guy's eating a mighty blow shot and then probably eating a dirty player foul if he doesn't get removed. So the blitz bait may just be fine. We'll see what they can come up with. We're going to throw some 1 dice because we've got block and they don't. Hey Spartacus, how's it going? Everyone's piling in. No worries. This is definitely like a heavyweight matchup in the sense that both coaches are like well known and considered good by large swathes of the community. So it's always fun watching these sort of games. We have, of course, Practical Snow taking on Beefy. And in the follow-up game, I think Practical Snow would be the bookmaker's favourite by quite some margin there. Big O Orcs would be looking for a serious upset, both in terms of team value and coach brand name value, I would say as well. I think that's a fair comment. Beefy strikes me as like a dad and a tabletop player before he's a Blood Bowl, Blood Bowl coach. Whereas Practical Snow, at least watching him stream, has the slightly dejected air of a lifelong Blood Bowl try-hard player. I mean that in the best possible way, of course. So I would definitely be favouring Practical Snow in that matchup. Back to the current game, though. We're going to get some chain push action. Getting our ghouls away from the fray. And breaking armor as well. These Norse are all very weak armor. Do these have thick skull these days? They do have thick skull on the linemen these days. And we choose not to... Oh, we don't have grab. We have sidestep on these guys, don't we? Dirty Player does hit the ground again. So... Fiction just taking his hits where he can get him. Morg is unavailable to be blitzed at. But it's hard. How credibly do you take this? Well, credibly enough. Either way, it's a free blitz into a foul. So I think regardless of the situation, we're going to try for it. And we roll a 5. Question is, are we fouling now? I think the answer has to be yes. I think another removal here would be really good. And if we level up the playing field, that's pretty all right. Morg's the only one who can really hurt us. We've exposed Gloomdog though. Gloomdog is in Morg and Thorg range. Gloomdog is of course a Blodge Stepper though, so Morg would have to roll a 6. But stranger things have happened. That's all I'll say to that. Stranger things have definitely happened. Morg, I don't think would be able to get 3 dice on Gloomdog though, short of some dodging. And I think that's what we're banking on here. Either the ball gets into contact with a sidestep werewolf, which is what happens, yeah. So this is where we're at. Unfortunately, the other super wolf can come back. We get the 6. So the coin flip went in our favour, if you're a Norse fan. And Morg is going to put a Mighty Blow 2 hit onto Gloomdog. Gloomdog, of course, a legendary player. Wouldn't be the first legend to die in playoffs. Just is knocked out this time. It's a nice knockout though. Morg is now... You should probably consider Morg safe for the drive if you're a Cerseb star. And we've got a little bit of a reprieve. I don't exactly know how the ball's going to be safe because the rookie Wraith is just standing here. I think we're just going to throw some 1-die blocks. Or maybe just... I think we'll probably just put somebody in this square and then the Wraith can't really do anything. But not before throwing some 1-die blocks. We are, of course, a Norse team at the end of the day. That is what we do. It's going to be a very pivotal 3+ dodge from Sandune to stand here. If Sandune can't make the dodge, be a very, very long drive. And here he goes. He rolls a 1 on the first try. And we have to... We pro it. I would have team re-rolled that. I think it was just that important. But Sandune does the business on the pro. Unfortunately, because it's a rookie, he hasn't got dodge yet, so this cheeky 1-die has rolled a 5, and that's good enough. Desperate for a break, though, because we don't have any guard on this Norse team, and we don't get the break. So I suspect this white will at least get a 1-die shot. He's going to try and roll a 6 onto Sir Sebstar, the Snake-Eyed. Again, I'm going to call out Sir Sebstar here. Naming the only positional on an all-lineman team after yourself is... the amount of ego I would expect from a Super Bowl winning coach, but it is a lot of ego. Or red dye the Super Wolf as well, just to try and get him away. So that might be a bit of a poison chalice. Oh, he chooses to sidestep down, and I think Sebstar has now realised the mistake in the sense that we've now put the Superstar Wolf very close. In fact, not even very close. Very easily now is able to come over the back and get 4 dice into Sir Sebstar the Snake-Eyed and hope for a 6. The Ghoul though is a bit out of the way, especially if this block doesn't knock down. there's not much retrieval for the undead. But there is an armor break so far. The Wraith's model is so cool. Love to see it. And it's a shame that they're not the bona fide killers. I mean, we do have one that's gone Mighty Blow Guard. But like you're always blitzing with werewolves on this team, so you don't see the Wraith animations as often as you should, considering how cool they are. And we get a nice chain push here. We chain push the Dirty Player onto it as well, so we're going to get follow-up frenzies. Should the Wolf Blitz fail, we might. I think we're probably going to get... Let's see, 2-2. I think if we push in a certain way, there might be like 8 dice here on the ball carrier. I think if we go, yeah, if we go here, then here, with our Blitz from the Werewolf, and the Werewolf ends up... Oh, actually, the Werewolf, I think, ends up stuck on Morg, whatever happens, so I don't think it gives an assist. We throw our first 2 dice. Of course, we have the Wrestle skill, so we're going with this first, because Wrestle, obviously, would work wonders. And if we get the Wrestle, then we can pick up on the Super Wolf, Zoom Wolf. Zoom Dog, I should say, not Zoom Wolf. So we're going to go for it. Sevstar evaluating his sidestep options. None of them are good. Spoilers. None of them are good. There's always going to be one more dice. I suspect this is the best one, just trying to get as far away from that wolf as possible. Yep, there he goes. And do we get it? We don't get it. And we take a push and Sevstar will once again run away from the scary old werewolf. But that is not good. That might not be good enough. I probably would have gone here. Although I say that, I suspect if this block knocks over Yellow Road, it doesn't really matter where you go. The werewolf can get there anyway. But I still think it's slightly easier to go underneath. Anyway, we get the power, so we'll see which one Fiction decides is best. I'll probably end up deferring to his judgment. Make sure we stay. Oh, we follow, but we get a break, so we don't get in our own way. But no, we still do. Well, that's iron things out. We now have to go underneath. But I suspect that was always going to be the case. Anyway, we're still waiting for the main event. The Zoom Dog's warming up. Counting our squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into it with 1 rush. 1 rush and 1 corner cut. Into 4 dice. And we are straight up 6 hunting with these 4 dice though. It would be 6. I suspect Fiction might commit a reroll to this and make it 6 potential dice. Because then you're expected to... If you roll a dice 6 times, you're expected to roll at least 1 6. No. Do we snake on our way over there? We don't. Logical doing a thing. First 2 dice no good. Flash reroll. The next 2 dice are no good. Are we going to take all 8 of our dice? Which would take us to 10 in total on the ball carrier. Suspect we will. Let's have started figuring out where he's supposed to go. Yeah, we're going to try and get next to the ghoul so we can blitz off. Will we reroll again? We do. This is our 10th set of dice and we finally get a 6. Down goes the ball at the last time of asking. Nearly made it out. But I think Fiction would have felt hard done by if this piece had stayed up. It does go down. And now, because we're Zoom Dog might just get this ball. Because it is Zoom Dog after all. It's a 2. Oh no, never mind. We're out of movement. Of course we're out of movement. We took the rush to get here. My bad. Turn ends. And Morg has another victim in his sights. But it will only be 2 dice on Bloodstep. So, not likely. A smarter hit from Morg is probably this Golem to get rid of the guard. This guard is providing so much value at the moment. We're going to try and pro, and we do hit a 6. Unfortunately, sidestep exists. Does Fiction want him to... No. But yeah, I don't think there's any good push situations. Because pushing this guy onto the ball is probably good for Sevstar, because there's some lovely scatters out here that make everything a lot easier. Although I say that, it's... You know, the Valkyrie doesn't have jump up. It's not a berserker, so it can't get very far. And not many pieces can get over to help it. So it would be a potato situation. With a wrestler just ready and waiting to take yet more dice onto the... Well, now the only ball carrier, because unfortunately Griff has departed the game after 1 turn. That's what you get when you pay them up front. Oh, we're going to blitz up with the carrier onto the golem. Take a reroll to get the knockdown so it can move, which makes sense. The werewolf does have tackle, so we have to consider that with our dodging. It's not amazing dice odds. And we've done that to try and take a shot with Morg, but it doesn't come off. This tag by Werner, I think might have... No, it's a strength 4 wolf, so it doesn't matter either way. Oh, we're going to try and catch this. Don't get it on a 5+. I think we rolled a 1 then a 2, so unlikely. Morg is nearby, but it's a very good stun is what I'll say. It's a very, very strong stun. Probably keeps them in the drive, the Norse here. Not being able to guard. And a fadeaway shot on Zoom Dog gets absolutely punished, and down goes another reroll. It's always the unlikeliest sources that kill the star players though. So I think Sebstar was fishing for a cheeky 6 into a kill into a no regen sort of vibe, because that would have probably ended the game, because it's very hard to mentally come back from your best ever player being killed on a random 1-die hit without even any kill skills. Doesn't come off. And as it stands, the cheap hat trick are looking in a prime position. Perfect squares for the guard. And we're going to take some punches here. And this is the life of Inducement Norse. You gear up. It's a team all about getting on a scrap, getting into a scrap. But when you play Inducement Norse with no positionals and no skills, they lose that scrap, and then there's no recourse. Because even the ghouls are getting into it now, albeit just for the stun. Yep, Zoom Dog winding up. Dub Skull, and that will be the last reroll of the drive. It is only turns 4, so they are burning through him. This the cheap hat trick. And where do we send the sidestepper? Do we even want to go with sidestep here? There's no frenzy trap option, but it will. The werewolf will end up deep in the midst, deep in the weeds. We do elect a sidestep in the end, trusting in blodge against the tackle, seeing where the scatters go, and that will do it. Poor man's tackle combining with rich man's tackle to get over this ball carrier. No break. And a lovely scatter. All the scatters were good. Well, no, actually that's not true. There were some bad scatters over here, so it's a nice time. And Zoom Dog this time has the spare movement to swoop up on this. The only question is, if we roll a 1, we leave a lot of outstanding business. And it is only turn 4. Fiction doesn't care though. He's going to roll the 2+ and get it. And now this is looking pretty terminal for the Norse drive. I don't think anything can happen now. Morg tagged up in 2 places. One of them a wrestler. Although Morg will take a shot on this ghoul either way. It's one of the only non-regen pieces available to him. We'll try and get some damage in. Speaking of... No, just a stun. Trying to tempt some kills, tempt some removals. But so far it's just Griff. And actually I tell a lie. Grundov's gone as well. About an even team value trade. Only that the dog will might actually turn up again at some point. Get the screen. The rookie golem. Providing some good position. And this Valk can't really touch it. In fact, they might not touch anything ever again. Here comes the foul, Norman the Plague. Ah, they'll be alright. Just a stun. Ref happy to let everything go. Right, what's the big man up to? There's a flesh golem in the way, so he can't get to the ball. May we see the lesser spotted safety Morg? Probably not. We failed our pro check, so this will in fact be a both down, both down. Try again. No dice. So yeah, good job from Anton Evil Eye there. Occupying a lot of Norse pieces just to... I mean, a lot of the Norse activations are just standing up at this point, unfortunately. Morg will go for the super zombie on the blitz, frees himself up, but doesn't do any damage. And yeah, I suspect we're going to see the safety Morg Of course, he's actually 3+. So Sebstar can always just walk away from any solo tag. And yeah, he gets himself into the backfield. And Sebstar ends the turn. Now playing some defense. And this is not how they wanted this to go, the Norse. Be a big time cage. Now Morg can, you know, he's a naked agi 3+. So he's not the diving type. Especially with this current form of break tackle and him not having that skill. But he's a big guy. And as long as somebody gets out in front, doubt there'll be much Norse can do here to stop this touchdown. Indeed, we're surrounding for the foul on the ball carrier. We recognise the fact that should Sir Sebstar the Snake Eye be injured, this Norse essentially are down to a rookie Norse Raider with sure hands carrying the ball for them. Norse Raiders, of course, and I learnt this during this playoffs, have to roll 3+ to make room for it. So, a really suboptimal ball carrier. Yeah. For all this punching, though, the Norse have been resilient so far. We will chance our arm, and only a 4 past the turn. And this isn't exactly Morg proof. Not in the slightest, actually. But you still have 2 rerolls to play with. We might see a red die onto Wunder. And then failing that, Morg can get into the lane with a 3+ dodge and then 2 rushes. And then he'll get 2 dice onto the Killer Wolf. Bit of a long shot though, because one of those 2 dice would have to be a 6. But should it happen, it would be a big time play. And it's one that Fiction, I suspect, is calculated and left on to see if he can soak the last 2 rerolls out of this Norse team on a star player. What is the loner? It's a 4+ loner for Morg. So no loner, because sometimes you can get a loner 3+ or a loner 2+, but it's 4+ for Morg. The White's hands firm, and 8. No mighty blow being a problem for the Norse. Super Zombie gets respected. Does it get blocked? Or do we try with our pro? Yeah, we'll try with the pro. We'll pass the pro and try and fish for pals. That's always risky because it can switch to a skull and end your turn. But it lights the risk because it got more a better shot. Just 1 2+. Perfect Justice calling out a 4+ 2+. I think a 3, is it 3-2-2 slightly better odds? Maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going for the ghoul. But unfortunately, this is a Rog ghoul, so Morg bouncing off these positionals. There's just too much defensive skill in the Necro team for Morg to really get anything done. At least on his own with 2 die blitzes. Not good enough. And we really thought about that reroll, I think. Didn't go for it. But Zoom Dog can score once again. Obviously, Zoom Dog not the ideal scorer for Fiction, since they're already a legend. So we're going to try and get the touchdown, I suspect, on no. Scoliosis is taking one for the team. Are we going to try and blitz Morg? No, yeah, we're going to score. Take the touchdowns early, take them often, or not. No, we'll stall out. Trust that Morg can't make the dodge. And should he do so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are in Morging range, but of course, without a reroll, there's not so, you know, we can't really take these sort of chances. We'll just have to let Morg do his thing and trust in Blodge. Meanwhile, we'll continue to punch the rest of these poor Norse buggers. And another stun. Blocking stats are not looking good here for the Norse. Though the removal stats are, so. Silver linings. Now, Fiction, I suspect, is saving his blitz for a potential surfing line. Ooh, forward, cheeky pow, Norman the Plague taking on the ball-carrying Valk. Another check of the Armor 8 Plus. One of many so far, and many more to come. And this time it holds up quite nicely. And it does, but it gives us the surf. Should we want it? And we don't. We're going to try and play more for the ball. Make sure Morg has absolutely no odds of getting this to work. I'm trusting in our rookie zombie to get the job done. Does it knock out? It does. No, it doesn't. Thick Skull saves the day. And Thick Skull doing some good work here. Had more impact than Griff, I think, the Thick Skull skill this match. That's not a hard thing to say. White finally goes down. This will free up the boys to come and help out, but it was too little too late. This werewolf is gone with the ball. There's nothing he can do to stop it. Unless Morg rolls a 4+3+, like a Chad, and just sends it. And unfortunately for Fiction, Sevstar will just take that option. Because nothing ventured, nothing gained. So it's downside. I think Fiction probably should have taken a rush if he could have. I can't remember whether it did take rushes, but you give someone a light note, we're going for damage, and oh, rough. I'm surprised we're not re-rolling that, considering the circumstances. We will walk away from that man though, and get ourselves onto the wolf, and the wolf can't really fight the strength 6. There's no tackle on the ghoul. On the ghoul. Scoliosis can come in, but that doesn't change the odds. It takes it to 5 versus 6. We'd have to make 2 dodges. Well, we do make the 2 dodges to score 1-0 to the cheap hat trick. Rebbl getting the big O diff. Cheerleader comes out. And Gloomdog, did it get back? It did not. Gloomdog stays away for at least the next turn. Some would say safe. Norse 1-turning. Normally it's quite a threat, the Norse 1-turn, especially once they get a movement 8 Valkyrie. Because they have so much natural frenzy. Unfortunately, those natural frenzy pieces aren't on the roster because we're playing inducement. So this is quite a safe anti-1-turn. To the point where I wouldn't be surprised to see Fiction just zombie up the LOS. Like I understand we're playing playoff Blood Bowl and we want to minimize any hope of a 1-turn, but I think this is one of the times where you've got to say, look, there's just so little chance of it happening. Not so much the pushes, but just the handoff from the pass, the Norse Raider lineman. I guess they are actually 3+. Oh, it's rough. Maybe it's just good enough that you have to respect it. I think I personally wouldn't respect it at all. And I just put zombies on the LOS and save my positionals from getting punched, but obviously Sevstar thinks otherwise. Sorry, Fiction thinks otherwise. We will get a free Morg hit. Looks like he's lining up onto the rookie flesh crawler. Morg just wants to knock something over at this point. Been pretty slim pickings so far for the big man. And we'll have a kick. A blitz and a shallow kick, and we could have a cheeky 2-0 just from the raw pace that Zoomdog has. Movement 8. Suspect it will be a shallow kick. No, we go deep to stop any sort of 1-turn. And a quick snap. And my decision to go for the 3 zombie LOS just got brutally punished by a quick snap, which would have improved the chain push dramatically. Anyway, let's see what damage the Norse can get. Pro works and goes to a skull, so you'll be staying right there, Mr. White. Wraith, I should say. And that's a dub skull. Good thing we got 2 rerolls left. Down goes the golem. 2 serious injuries on him. Although that only makes it... That's only a problem if they get actually... And what I'm trying to say is no chance of badly hurt on that guy. It's all pain all the way. And we'll reroll this because we want to keep them in place or knock them over, and we do get that knockdown eventually. I'm interested into what our blitz is for. We're going to try and... I think we're going to go for the blitz on the super zombie. And the lack of berserkers, the lack of mighty blow is really starting to hurt this Norse. They just can't get any armor breaks. Morg can't even get the job done on the rookie. He rolls a 6. 8 would have been enough, but 6 won't do it. Constellation prize will be a blitz onto Werner, and then we'll take as big a foul as we can get. Because obviously we still have some good bench to work with. And the block guard golem is going to eat some chunky foul. Well, I say that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can get 4 assists. It's not the greatest foul in the world, but considering we're going for... No. This surprises me a little bit. I feel this feels like an extra punch for Fiction. And we're going for the super zombie instead of the golem. I'm very surprised. I understand the valuing dirty player highly, but I still think the golem's the one to go for, no? 2 assists. Am I going insane? 2 assists on 9+ versus 4 assists on 10+ is better. It's better to do the 4 assists. But either way, more blocks. Oh no, not more blocks. Why did I think they were giving up extra hits here? I don't know why. My bad. Not quite with it apparently. Oh, Mighty Blow White, sadly, not even getting to blitz on this turn. A crying shame. Gonna be the wreck. Oh, I see, we're going for a foul of our own. Russell will do a thing to use the millennialism. And are we now gonna chuck a cheeky 1 assist foul? We are. 1 assist foul. Alright. Take what we can get. Dirty player on dirty player violence. You'd love to see it. No break. Does the ref care? No, he doesn't. Very pillow-fisted. Come on, guys. You got to up the game. Especially the Norse. They got to get a bit more violent, I think. Both teams have all the players in the world to choose from, and it's turn 9. And now the Necro get the ball. And God, this Norse defense looks incredibly poor. I mean, we saw it. We got a preview of it in the last half. And there's not much going for it. And it'll be safety Morg. And otherwise, just hope that Fiction wants to score quickly. And then maybe we can pounce on a mistake. But I do suspect this will be an easy 2-0 in 4 or 5 turns, and then that'll be all she wrote for the drunk Devinter Devils. I wonder if they'll stay around in the Big O Prem next season. I'm not sure. Depends on the number of rerolls. I know the Big O are cooking something. I had a quick dive into that chat earlier in the week. They're cooking up some sort of all meme, all stunty sort of thing for this last 6-week bash, but I don't think there's anything finalised. Oh, Glimdog came back. Perfect timing. We can get lots of LOS hits with Mighty Blow on these juicy pinatas, the Norse Raider linemen. I think the only way this goes wrong now for Fiction is if he tries to carry on, let's say, Scoliosis to get some SPP and get them to tackle. And then maybe something can go wrong. But should he carry on his werewolves, I think this is in the bag. 90% sure it's in the bag. I suppose it is 11 on 11. Anything can happen. Norse have been resilient, and there's not a whole lot of Mighty Blow. It's not like he's taking infinite Mighty Blow hits. It's only going to be 1 or 2 a turn. And Morg's going to be blitzing back most of the time. So there is a world where Morg just gets a removal every turn, because Mighty Blow +2 can do a lot. It hasn't done a lot so far. But if he just sends Morg after the zombies whenever he can, eventually the zombies will start to die. The unfortunate thing is, by the time enough of them do die, It will probably be 2-0 to the hat-trick. The cheap hat-trick, I should add. Anyway, Fiction setting up his LOS here, wanting to get the maximum, as any good Blood Bowl coach would. And Zoom Dog will pick it up. No kick for this Norse team, so this is a pure random. About halfway off the pitch. And the cheap hat trick gets a reroll. So 4 rerolls for the next potentially 16 turns, but I doubt we'll get that far. And Werner will open the drive with an armor break. And another stun. Starting how we left off. Werner will of course get 4 dice here. Onto Coach Will's bad luck, but not before Thunder takes a go. And we're kettling these Norse linemen, just trying to really get them for all they're worth. Knocked down eventually on safety toy. Big time break. I wonder what the blocking animation is for these guys. I haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it yet. And there we go. Lovely little action here. Unfortunately, we don't get the payoff, which is a follow into Mighty Blow. We do get the break. And Thick Skull. Once again, the Thick Skull. I think that might be the 3rd time I've seen that icon pop up. Keeping the Norse on the pitch. Stylish pickup on 5. And there's no one who can get to him. No one even close. Unfortunately, this break means that this foul gets a lot worse. So I suspect we might see Gloomdog come into here. Nope, we're keeping him nice and safe. We're learning our lesson from last time. And we won't even blitz. We won't even foul. We'll just end the turn. And we'll do it like that. Morg. Got to get something done. Knockdown will do against Alberic. And that is once again just a stun. We're dealing in stuns today. And a dramatic pause from Sir Sebstar after the splits. Ruining his luck in this matchup. And Morg's overall apathy towards the game. It's not prime Morgenthau, I can tell you that much. And yeah, we're going for the suicidal try. Get our Blood Stepper into the backfield. Make them blitz with the ball carrier and anything can happen. And there is no grab. And we cannot get players over here. So this isn't a surf. And we'll see if Fiction goes for the bait. So the strategy is something like, oh, you've got to come over and deal with this. Ideally with the ball, and the ball carrier wolf will come over and then Morg can make some sort of line, but I mean the wolves are so fast. Gloomdog can just run the width of the pitch and take this hit and the ball can still stay safe. Obviously we're not going to blitz it. Even with 4 rerolls, you don't want to risk an early snake on the rush. We'll just tag it up. And because we've got golems and we've got sidestep whites, we can blitz down the dirty player, stand a golem here. And Gloomdog is incredibly safe at that point. And Sir Sepsar the Snake-Eyed becomes a huge problem on the turn after. Then they're going to struggle to get out of this one. Still no blitz activation yet. This is a lot about the strength. There we go. As I predicted, in comes the hit. Onto the tackle guy. I think I said dirty player earlier. One of these days, I will get these skills the right way around. But that day is not today. Get the double mark as well. Insurance policy. The ball might just stand over here, but no, the other way around. Fiction's confidence in this. But I'm worried he might have underestimated a desperate man. You might just go for this, might just roll a 5 and make a big time play, but it's so unlikely. It's going to be a 5-4-3 and then Red dice, it's cursed. The strength 4 of the ball carrier is just too much for a lot of teams to handle. About for every inducement team to handle, that's for sure. This is where I think the choice of Griff and Morg. I think one of the star players should probably have been Bomber Dribble, Snort, or Cindy, whichever one you can induce. Can the Norse induce Cindy? They might not be able to, you know. In which case, fair enough. I think I might. Yeah, they might. In my head, maybe they can't do it. Oh, another 1 in 27 for Morgenthau. No reroll. We just have to eat it. But yeah, big turn up for Werner the Finger. Why are all his players called Werner? It's very annoying. Blood of Arkan, the Finger of Nehekara. Some of these positions, some of the random names are very Toon Kings themed, considering it's Necro. We'll leave it there. So, punches galore. Golem's a bit overmatched, unfortunately. As are the guys in the middle. But there should be a way through over here. When you look at it, there should be a line to get around here. Ooh, 1 in 9. Hold up on that for at least a couple turns. The main event will of course be the block on the Valk here with Gloomdog. Gloomdog hoping to end the tie with a big time removal. Hasn't had much to do. Stepped up and got clocked by Morg early in the first half. Took a nap. Now they're back. And a 6 on the first dice. It's not ideal. It does place it directly on the sideline. But in lieu of any grab, should be all good. No break. Very pillow-fisted game, unfortunately, for all the Blood fans out there. Nary much as a scratch. Okay, we blitz in. On to Richard Passmore. Are you going to try and take a crack at Morgenthau here? Oh, I suspect instead we'll just be helping out this golem. So again, no break. And this, I guess in Stand Firm we trust. And Fend Sidestep is a lovely skill combination as well. And just a load of sorry, pillow-fisted, pushing around. A couple light stuns here and there. And yeah, we've managed to die. I think we've secured an extra 2-die block at least here. No, we're taking on the big guy. Werner's gotten a rush of blood. And we're gonna reroll this. And we can wrestle down Morgenthau. But Sir Sevstar won't allow it. We'll force the push into the red die. And gets away! Gets a big knockdown. The super zombie taking on the biggest star player the game has. And knocking them over. Albeit with a wrestle, but still, that's a huge piece of blocking there. Frees up the white to help out our flesh golem. Not by much. But you can get a 1-die block here. Don't take it. But yeah, God, this Morgenthau might be the worst we've ever seen him play. Just got manhandled by a level 5 zombie. What are you gonna do? Get up and block. Yeah. Big 6 on the killer white. I mean, Fender's a good skill. And the ball is up. If we click here and if I hit the right button, if it's still, I hit this button. So we might be able to have a look and see. Stand firm is, yeah, we want to just try and get bodies in the way. If we click here, this is currently the tackle zones that the wolf is facing. There's not a lot. We can always jump over the proned Morgenthau should he decline his action, but I don't think he'll be doing that anytime soon. We'll want to get revenge on anything. He will probably end up going for the rookie zombie lineman. The Valkyrie might be happy on the floor, but I do highly doubt it. If the Valk stays down for her own safety, the Wolf will run over to this left-hand side, and that will be the match. Yeah, we're going to try and avoid that with a reposition. And a 1-die. Looks like, oh, I see the vision. We're freeing up Morg to have a go and get a lovely little push. And there we go. Morg can now get to here and hit the ball. So a lovely little chain push play there by Sebstar. I didn't think Fiction saw that one coming. In comes Morg. Can he redeem himself? Oh, he's failed the rush. And the loner roll failed. Down goes Morg. And down go the Norse, I think, with that failure. Terrible failure. And it was a really clever little sequence to set it up for him. But unfortunately, the star player just comes up empty once again. Valkyrie stays down and stays safe, but that will offer a free lane for these two boys to run through. Gloomdog, I suspect. Well, no, we're not going to blitz with Gloomdog. We're going with the Golem. Because the Golem standing here is a GG. Oh, we get a break as well. Full contain onto Richard Passmore in Linen. And that is probably it in terms of a competitive match of Blood Bowl. And if anything, the other, well, we might have a little bit of time to kill here in between games. I might use that to go grab a drink and go to the loo and put on a break screen. I'm trying to think of quick games that we can cover the gap with. Anyway, never mind that. We've got a foul to watch. The Valk stayed down and will stay down for good. A serious injury. The zombies are running the show here. Power Apo. It's the principle of the thing, but it stays serious. Valk down. Valk down. Man down. That doesn't really work in this context, does it? Anyway, we're gonna walk away as well. And end our turn, and a very profitable one for the Necromantic team. They've got it all sewn up now. One last throw of the dice for Morg failed, and there's very little the Norse can do to get to this ball. They will keep trying though, because this is the last set of playoffs for these rules. So Seb's gonna give it all, but there's nothing statistically likely left, which is very unfortunate. Just a push. The boys are chilling. There's not much on. Guard right here. Guard in strength 4. This zombie can be punched on a 1-die. We had to make a dodge at some point, and there we go. That'll open up some sort of punching. Take our shot. And it's a 1 in 9. The super zombie coming up on top. Gets the wrestle. Richard Passmore can't do anything. We're going to end up having to red dye the rookie flesh golem. Never mind. Morg's trying to redeem himself. And we get a 6 finally. Werner's going to take a shot here. Armor 8 plus as well. We've picked a good target. Can Mighty Blow 2 plus do anything? Ooh. There we go. Serious injury. But it regens. All good. And finally, we get a breakthrough and it instantly regens. That's life when you play against an undead team. But we needed a lot more of that from Morg this game if it was going to be a close one. Tackle will step in though. 3+ away from tackle on the ball. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. I wonder how the optics of getting tackled by a wraith work. Because it is ethereal. Should you just run through its outstretched arm? I guess it's gonna. I guess it's throwing the knife at you. and you get caught on the knife. I feel like if you're ethereal, you should have like a -1 on tackle attempts because you're completely like untouchable, so they can just run through your outstretched body, and you can only get them down if you get lucky with the knife swing. Anyway, something to think about for Games Workshop. We're gonna try and get some extra damage in. Throw all our blocks. But the block skill has been required quite a bit. And we're gonna go for the handoff here. Yes, we want to try and level up our flesh golem. This is where it can all go wrong. But with the Valkyrie out of the game and Griff out of the game, there's nothing really to worry about, because it will still be 1-0 even if this attempt doesn't work. Now, Winder would need another touchdown to level, or the MVP. I suspect what's going to happen is that Fiction will random general Flesh Golem before the next playoff match. Because you can't really go wrong if you hit the random general. Worst case is like shadowing, which is just objectively funny, the shadowing Flesh Golem. So I think you keep that for comedy value as well. Yeah. One in 9. North's not able to get anything going at any point in this game. Simply outmatched. I like how we're saving Morg to last because we're just so disappointed. We know he's not going to do anything. We're getting our scoring threat up, which is what we have to do if we're going to stay in the match. So respect for at least recognizing that. And I think Morg is going to go for a 3-2-2. And should he guess it? There's a world where this sort of thing works. But we have to make this roll. And we kind of need to save both rerolls for getting the ball over to this guy. But it doesn't start without the big man coming in hard. And he gets the knockdown. And he can also block. I think he will block it down here. Yeah. No break. Oh, and that's far too good a scatter. Kind of needed it to be either in Morg's hands or adjacent to him. And that's always the downside when you come in on these angles and choose not to follow, is that the scatters get worse. Nevertheless, we'll mark up with tackle. And can we make the rushes to double? Oh, we target the wolf instead. When this piece is strength 4 is a problem. Although I suspect, actually, tell a lie. When this piece stands up, it's always going to be 2 dice onto Kindred. So, if you're still here, take care of yourself. Make sure your life insurance is in order because you're about to get utterly wrecked by a werewolf here. Unfortunately, the dream of a touchdown on the Flesh Golem has died. But we'll just add another to Zoom Dog's tally. Pad the stats. And try and become the best werewolf Rebbl has ever seen. Serious injury. Gloom Wolf gets the target. Finally, someone that goes down. It's been a long while. But it feels a bit anticlimactic, really. Because the game's over anyway. It's not like that's changing too much. Looks like the Norse have given up on this game. Armor's going down left and right. I say that, they instantly stop breaking armor. The worst kind of commentators curse, that one. Alright, get the first one. And we get the second one. We survive it. And Fiction is thinking about a reroll, but they won't greed it. So I think they'll just step away now. They do so. Nice and clean. And they'll take it to the house. That's 2-0. Going over by the pylon. Zoom Dog, I should say. I keep getting that wrong. The Zoom Dog gets in another. 2 for him. Routine day at the office. Needs to work on the celebration though. Although I guess when you've scored that many, you kind of get bored of celebrating. It's some garbage time to round things up. Let me just, as they do this, I'm going to hit the calendar real quick. And yeah, so it is not yet 9. So what time are we at? We've got a 20. We'll have about 10 minutes to kill between games. So I think I will. That's not quite enough time to do like an into the airlock style run, or even start one realistically. I think I'll just throw up a break screen, and then we'll pick this up on at 9 on the dot, and we'll see the next game. What I can do is I'll probably I'll throw up a break screen, get a drink, and then start working on the VOD upload. Set up same as before. Zombies on the LOS this time. Not exactly the same as before. Positionals are available to be hit by Morg. I am quite surprised from Fiction here. I thought he would have simply posted up, gotten the wolves out of harm's way, get the zombies in harm's way, and let Seb go to town. But Fiction obviously wanting to run it in for a 3-0, I suspect, or maybe just flex on the opponent. Or maybe he just feels sorry for Sir Sebstar and wants to give him a consolation serious injury or something. Anyway, the kick. Nice and deep. And a pitch invasion. Who does that get? Not much. It's certainly not like the old pitch invasions. Those used to be absolutely deadly. Dub skull from and Sebstar fails his loner, and that'll be the turn. So that's why the Wolves have stayed on the pitch. He predicted this and wants to try and get a 3-0 on this Norse team. The Morg. That is horrific. Poor old Morgan Thorg. Terrible returns. Didn't someone say earlier this was the big game of the evening? I think it was one of the Americans. Who was it? Yeah, Jim Miranda. I think the NCAA might be a more palatable watch, the way things have turned out. Gosh. Get the guard in a really strong pose. Get the strength 4 marking up. Leave Morg to his misery on the floor over there on the left hand side. I'll just pan the camera real quick. Oh, I like that the wheel keeps up with you as you pan the camera. That's kind of fun. And the ghoul I see. We are going to withdraw. Make sure that the superstars are safe. The rookies will have a go. Try and get some SVP. But the main attraction has sauntered off. Already heading down the tunnel. Now what can the Devils do to make the game of this? I'll at least go for some damage. Super Zombie. The Blood of Arcan. Has done a lot this game. And they survive. The dice, the dice log for this one must be wild. Look at the casualty dice have been abysmal for both teams, really. So much action, so much blocking, and just so little killing. And another dub skull. And Sebstar at this point just throws up the hands, says, "Alright, I get it, I've lost. Have mercy." Fiction can't score, unfortunately. Probably wanted to see if he could get a... I was about to say a Wraith touchdown, but they have no hands. So yeah, it was really a pure damage play. And they'll shove each other around. I think the crowd's gone to sleep. At least my Twitch chat's gone to sleep. And I don't blame him. Utter snooze fest. But hey, a cold Saturday night in November. Not much going on. May as well watch a bit of Blood Bowl, even if it is a bit boring. Another both down push. And another both down push. How about one more for the road, eh? In comes our blitz. And what do you... Oh, I was about to say, and what do you know? But we got a POW. Final knockdown. No dice. Unfortunately, Anton, the rookie Wraith, Stays on 0. Wraith actually is so hard to level. No hands is a real killer for them. Pure MVP fishing. I think probably was hoping to get something done against these Armor 8 Plus boys, but thick skull saving the day. Will we even activate Morg? I don't even think so at this point. The way he's going, he'll walk up to the golem and dub skull again. Sevstar at least trying for some damage. And now we're truly into garbage time. I think we're just going to see if we can kill this golem. Something to remember the Norse by. At least a consolation kill. But no doing. It's that classic skull push. Go for the other golem. Not even trusting Morg to punch at this point. Deputizing that to the rookie, and the rookie does a better job. Would you believe it? I do, after watching the last 16 turns. And so do you. But only a 7. And I believe that's it. Draws the curtain on this one. So Sevstar is out. Made it through the preliminary round. Just about. But Griff deciding to leave on turn 2. Morg never even turning up. We'll get a fadeaway foul. We make the both rushes. We're going for the super zombie. But we only roll a 3 on the armor. Boo! Nah, GG. Well played, Fiction. Did the job. There was a fun play by Seb as well. That line to push Morg into a blitz on the ball carrier could have gotten the game going again, but Dice decided no.